In today's episode, I wanted to share with you some behind the scenes in our high-level coaching program as we go really, really deep into the metaphysical principles that drive the reality that we are creating. And if you are somebody who has been wanting to change the world, you see systems or structures out there that you do not like and you would like to affect a change, you're really going to love this clip from my high-level coaching program, Legendary Business, where Jared, one of my clients, just shared his ambition to transform the food industry and to take down big food. You're also going to hear in his share how he has been creating his own reality since attending my live event, the Powerful Living Experience Live, how things have unfolded, and he's going to share a tactic, really a secret about how to align with money so that you can have prosperity and abundance beyond your wildest imagination. So I'm going to turn it over to some live footage. Whether you're listening on the audio platforms or you're watching on YouTube, you're going to hear Jared's share about the progress that he's been making in the development of his own self-awareness. And then I'm going to double click on it and share with you some really powerful distinctions around how you can become more prosperous and abundant very, very quickly and transform the world. Check this out. Jared. Welcome, Jared.
So the spiritual vision, there's a spiritual vision, life vision. The spiritual vision has stayed the same, but I do want to kind of just talk about the energy behind it because I didn't know my spiritual vision until PLE in February. And the spiritual vision is basically to create a parallel society, not society, but a parallel system against big food, big pharma, so we can live more holistic and take care of our bodies the way they're designed. It stemmed initially from hatred and just negative energy. And about a month ago, it shifted from this negative energy to like, I don't really care what they're doing. They're gonna go down. They're gonna take themselves down. It changed into love, excitement, basically powerful energies about what we're creating versus this negative energy that it originally stemmed from. And I can't really describe it, but internally it's just very peaceful.
Beautiful
to have that.
Awesome.
And then the life vision 8 days ago, whenever I was having a call with a fellow legend in here, we were covering basically doing the whole human framework. We were covering desires, this exact thing. And I pulled out my notes from PLE in February. And as I was just sitting there reading it, I was like, holy crap, this is pretty much my life right now. So I was doing a lot of coaching. We own a gym currently. I was doing a lot of coaching, not necessarily a lot of leadership. And within that, it was like, I get to wake up when I want without an alarm. It's like, that was my day. It's like, then I have coffee and I'm by the beach and I'm sitting there with coffee and I'm looking at the beach that day. And I'm like, oh, and then I just kept reading. And then it like, as soon as I got deeper, and then even as the day went on, it was like, I have food that's prepared for me. That's meets my nutritional guidelines. And we just had our part-time nanny start cooking for us because she also caters food. And I was sitting there eating lunch of a meal that was prepared for me. And in my head, I was like, I think I should pay her more. And initially I'm like, we can't afford. And then I'm like, money flows to me. And I would say that was the first time that I actually believed it. And like an hour later, I opened up my email on my phone and there was like Stripe, bunch of payments on something I set up 2 to 3 weeks ago that I just forgot about. And then I opened up my email and it was like a bunch of payments coming in and a bunch of people coming into our gym. So it was just like 8 days ago was like my surreal kind of moment that was just like, holy shit, this stuff works.
That's so awesome. Thank you, Jared. Appreciate it. Beautiful. There's so much to unpack there. Like one thing Jared talked about was how to operate in alignment with currency. We want more money. Oftentimes we want more money because we feel like we don't have enough and we're experiencing some form of financial insecurity. But life, where the mathematics always provides us enough. And so the way we attract more prosperity into our life is not to get out of financial insecurity or to just have more. It's for very specific reasons as we become stewards of currency to deploy it in the world. And so Jared had a reason like, hey, I'd like to actually pay my part-time nanny, chef, or whoever it is, more, boom, more money comes in, right? And it doesn't even always have to be giving, right? It could be for material things for yourself, but money is energy. And just like all energy, it is intelligent and it's looking to expand, to grow, to evolve, to create. And so me not having enough is not growing, expanding, evolving, and creating. It's not a reason that you give currency to flow to you. So that was such a beautiful example of it. Also, if you hear what Jared talked about, he said, hey, I was initially motivated by this reaction I had. In our world, that would be a reaction that where Jared was in a primal state, right? Around big food. And then he made this pivot, which, Titans, what did you hear him make big food? It doesn't matter, right? It doesn't matter. And this was our teaching for our Titans Day, which Carol sort of downloaded and gave to me around things I was making matter, is that the goal is to have this reaction to what we don't like, which develops clarity around what we do want to create. But once we have processed that information, or as Brian talks about, once we take that compressed energy in that primal state and we liberate it into an expansion of energy, the idea is we no longer actually pay attention to this thing that was the contrast. And the problem in the world today is that many of us are seeing that there are problems in the world, and then we want to create a war against the problem. He's like, I'm going to create this solution against big food. But as soon as we do anything against, we're feeding energy into it. And so we're actually sustaining the systems out there that we don't want because we become educated about how they don't serve us, and then we focus our attention against them. And it sounds so counterintuitive, but the idea is to go, thank you. I appreciate you, big food. I'm clear on what we're going to go create moving forward. And we just walk away. And the languaging we've been using for that is, it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. And it doesn't matter is such a powerful declaration, because what you're basically saying is, I no longer give you permission to materialize. I will not be a contribution to you mattering. You will not become matter with my energy, right? It doesn't matter. And so Carol was encouraging me to use this in some areas of my life where I was entangled in conversations that moved me into a primal state. You know, should I go do this thing or should I go do that thing? And Carol was like, it doesn't matter, because the conversation you're having is there's a right decision and a wrong decision. And I want to make sure that I don't make the wrong decision. And that's really the conversation that's taking place. And you need to go, that will not matter, right? That will not materialize into my life. Or if I have a conflict with Carol, and there are times where she would say something where I would get frustrated, I notice the inner dialogue, and I try as best as I can now as a practice to go, it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. And if we can continue to be in this practice of it not mattering, even though it seems like we should be addressing all of these things in our life because we don't like them, those things will dematerialize over time. Does that make sense? So rather than taking the energy of emotion that then translates into thought that then becomes matter, we're going, no, it doesn't matter. And we're pulling it all back. And so what we're going to see occur, I believe, in our lifetime is that enough people wake up to what we're calling the heliocentric model of reality, that there will be a point in time where collectively as a fellowship, we all look at the structures that exist today and we go, you no longer matter, right? Now, and then when that occurs, this is not some sort of, kumbaya, then like all of a sudden everything changes. We'll look and we'll see that solutions emerged. But like I was talking to one of our friends about, the solution is the effect, right? The cause is we become fearless and we no longer give our attention to those things that scare us. And we direct all of our attention towards our spiritual vision and our life vision. So that was a wonderful pivot that you made. And it is the key, right? Notice the things you don't like, but then move all of your energy and attention into whatever the opposite form of that is and represents for you.
Hey, it's David. Hop on over to davidbear.com. Click right here. There's also a link in the show notes, and sign up for our newsletter. You'll get immediate access to my free Mind Hack ebook, as well as a couple of trainings to help you master the inner game. This is a great way to stay informed and be a part of our community. and be notified of special announcements. Click below, head on over to the website, get subscribed. If you loved this video, make sure you check out this one or this one, and I will see you in the next video.